Global capital markets are signaling a significant pivot. While investors fixated on the AI rally, a powerful capital rotation quietly began, now drawing substantial global investment into India. This isn't just about diversification, it's a fundamental reassessment of where structural growth opportunities truly lie. This shift is largely driven by a clear deceleration in the AI trade's momentum. As the initial euphoria fades, sophisticated investors are seeking new engines of earnings visibility and structural momentum. India, with its robust domestic consumption and massive infrastructure pipeline, presents a compelling alternative. Why does this matter for your portfolio? It indicates a re-rating event for an entire economy. We are looking at a multi-year tailwind for Indian domestic equities, moving beyond the traditional emerging market volatility. This structural change demands a re-evaluation of your emerging market allocation. So, who benefits most from this capital rotation? Primarily, sectors tied to India's domestic growth story. Think infrastructure, capital goods, manufacturing, and banking. We are seeing mega IPOs in the pipeline, like the Cube Highways Trust, signaling immense investment into physical assets, alongside entities like SBI AMC, NSE, and Jio Platforms. These are direct beneficiaries of expanding liquidity and investor interest. However, this momentum isn't without its caveats. Who faces risks? Primarily, global tech companies whose valuations remain stretched from the AI boom, and locally, the small-cap segment in India where froth is already appearing. The exuberance around certain penny stocks, some surging over 200% in just 3 months, signals areas of potential overheating that investors must watch closely. Supporting evidence for this narrative is clear in recent market activity. The Sensex and Nifty are poised for continued rallies, driven by strong Q1 earnings and sustained foreign interest. Companies like TCS are reporting, setting the tone for the IT sector, but the broader market strength indicates a deeper, more widespread positive sentiment. Yet, a counterargument exists regarding the sustainability of this rally. While the inflows are robust, a sudden reversal in global risk sentiment or unexpected geopolitical flare-ups could present challenges. We also need to monitor domestic policy for any signals that might dampen the current structural tailwinds. Now look at what happened globally. This shift extends beyond India, implying broader global market implications. As AI loses momentum, institutional funds are re-evaluating where to deploy capital. We are seeing shifts into diverse sectors globally, from Chinese AI chip developers, as highlighted by Macquarie, to specific undervalued stocks identified by Goldman Sachs. This is not just an India story, it's a global search for value and growth beyond the crowded tech trade. The next signal comes from currency and liquidity markets. We are observing a critical shift in carry trades, with investors moving away from the US dollar. This dynamic suggests a repricing of global risk and an increased appetite for emerging market currencies. Brazil's central bank statements, emphasizing that credit lines won't affect monetary policy, reflect a broader trend among central banks to maintain stability amidst capital inflows. That leads us to a bigger question: what about commodities? Geopolitical risks in critical shipping lanes like the Red Sea and the Strait of Hormuz continue to dominate headlines, impacting oil markets. The recent attack on a cargo vessel in the Red Sea and the subsequent rerouting of tankers through Oman's territorial waters underscore the fragility of supply chains. Meanwhile, OPEC Plus decisions on oil output increases are carefully balanced against these persistent regional tensions. These global macro factors directly influence capital flow implications. The reemergence of geopolitical premium in oil prices, combined with shifting carry trades, means investors aren't just looking for growth, they're also deeply focused on risk repricing. This environment encourages a continued rotation out of perceived overvalued assets into regions like India that offer both structural growth and a degree of insulation from certain global headwinds. Given these dynamics, several Indian companies are on breakout watch. Larsen & Toubro, or L&T, continues to show strong relative strength as infrastructure spending accelerates. Tata Motors, capitalizing on domestic manufacturing and defense tailwinds, is another. And Tara Chand Infralogistics Solutions Limited, an established player, is set to benefit from the broader infrastructure boom. Reliance Industries, with its diverse energy and infrastructure plays, also stands out. Conversely, some areas warrant trim consideration. While Indian equities generally have strong momentum, the rapid surge in certain small-cap and penny stocks suggests that valuations are becoming stretched in specific pockets. Investors should reassess positions in companies that have seen outsized, unsustainable gains without corresponding fundamental improvements. Looking ahead, the market setup suggests a continued emphasis on discerning structural growth. The divergence between regions and sectors will intensify. Investors will prioritize earnings visibility, robust balance sheets, and exposure to underlying economic tailwinds rather than chasing speculative trends. Managing geopolitical risk remains paramount, especially in energy markets, influencing broader economic stability. To stay ahead of these structural capital rotations and navigate complex global market dynamics, make sure to subscribe to SMANI News. We provide ongoing institutional coverage and deep dive analysis that matters for your portfolio. We'll see you in the next breakdown.